Have you ever found yourself sending the exact same WhatsApp message just over and over again? Or maybe you've wished, man, I wish I could schedule this message to send later. Well, today we're going to break down a really cool project that solves exactly that. We'll see how a clever mix of simple, accessible tools can automate your messaging and honestly, save you a ton of time. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah, we've all been there, right? Whether it's trying to send those birthday wishes right at midnight, or, and this is a big one if you run a business, instantly replying to a customer to confirm their order. This whole project is about turning that repetitive manual work into a smooth, automated process that just works for you, quietly in the background.
So here's the game plan for this explainer. First, we'll cover what this tool actually is. Then we'll get into the fun stuff, its most useful features. After that, we're going to peek under the hood at the tech, see how it was built step by step, and then we'll wrap up by looking at what's coming next for the project. Okay, so what is this application? What's this tool that promises to solve our automation headache? Let's get a really clear definition of what we're talking about here. At its heart, this thing is a web app, and it's built using Python, which is a super popular programming language. Its main job? To take all the manual effort out of using WhatsApp. It uses a framework called Streamlit to create a simple, really user-friendly web page, and then a library called PyWhatKit does the actual heavy lifting of sending the messages. It's a fantastic and really effective combination. All right, now for the really cool part. What can this application actually do? This is where we get to see its true power, and believe me, it goes way beyond just sending a simple text message. And that right there is the key. This isn't just a simple scheduler. Nope. It's a whole toolkit designed for efficiency, with super practical uses for your personal life and especially for growing a business. The sheer versatility here is what makes it so incredibly useful. I mean, think about it. Imagine you're running a small marketing campaign. You could schedule promotional images to go out to a whole list of contacts that you just upload from a simple file. Or if you're a small business owner, you could automatically send order confirmations with the invoice attached. It can even handle basic customer service with a simple chatbot for all those frequently asked questions. That is a total game changer. So, we've seen what it does, which is awesome. But how does it all fit together? Let's take a quick look at the technical side of things. And don't worry, I promise we'll keep it simple and straightforward. No PhD in computer science required here. The easiest way to think about it is in three main parts. First, you've got the front end. That's your control panel. It's the simple web page you see and interact with, and it's built using Streamlit. Then you have the back end. That's the engine room. That's where Python and PyWhatKit are doing all the hard work, the sending, the scheduling. And finally, there's an optional database, which basically acts as a logbook to keep track of every single message that's been sent. And this table here, this lays out the specific building blocks. For that front-end interface, it's Streamlit. The back end relies on Python and PyWhatKit, but also this other tool called Selenium. And that's kind of the magic piece that automates a web browser to interact with WhatsApp Web. For storage, you've got flexible options like MySQL or Firebase. It's just a fantastic example of how you can combine these accessible, open-source technologies to build something incredibly practical. Now, a project this capable doesn't just appear out of nowhere, right? It was actually built with a really clear, phased approach, taking it from a basic idea all the way to a fully featured tool. Let's see how that journey unfolded. You can see the development followed a super logical path. It all started with a quick prototype in Phase 1, really just to prove that the concept could even work. Then, Phase 2 was all about building out those core features we just talked about, like the scheduling and the bulk messaging. And finally, Phase 3 was about making it robust and ready to scale, adding in database integration and optimizing performance. You know, this kind of step-by-step approach is such a smart way to tackle complex projects. But hey, the story doesn't end there. This project has a really clear vision for what's next, with some exciting plans to make it even more powerful and ready for some serious, larger-scale use. And you can really see the ambition here. Future goals include integrating with the official WhatsApp Business API, which would open the door to much, much larger-scale messaging. They're also planning to add an analytics dashboard to track message performance, and even a full contact management system. But maybe the most exciting part is the plan to integrate a smarter AI-powered chatbot. This really shows how the project is evolving from a simple tool into a full-blown communication platform. You know, seeing how accessible tools like Python and Streamlit can create such a practical application is just really inspiring. Automation is fundamentally changing how we all communicate every single day. So the final thought I want to leave you with is this. What problem would you solve with these tools? What amazing thing would you build?